Okay, Moray Rabotai Chavarai, welcome for another Monday night shiur, where we're going to get into the nitty-gritty without any being censored. It's good to see you. Okay, since some of you were not here last week, we're going to do, we're going to do some recap. I know people have Shalom Bayit and all this kind of Bayit stuff. Today is also a very auspicious day for Hasidim. As they say, Chag HaGeula. Why? Rabbi Eliyahu, you asked me to talk a little bit. I'm going to talk a little bit. This year is also Leu Nishmat Uriel Ben Brucha. May his neshama have an aliyah. Now, it's ironic that the sefer we're learning from is the Igeret Hateshuva was written by the Balatanya. The Balatanya was the first Lubavitcher Rebbe. Now, at his times, in the beginning of his times, learning Chassidus was very, very, very hidden. No one learned it, revealed it very openly, because most people couldn't understand the concepts of godliness in such an open way. To talk about these kind of things that you guys learn just at a surface level, you guys imagine learning the in-depth level of Absheh, your pants will fall off, as they say, right? With more of a meaning and understanding. We're going to get there. We're going to definitely get there. That's the point. The point is to pick you up from surface level into a deeper concept of level that your whole life, you won't question it, but you'll start to understand it in a different lens. So he went to jail. Unfortunately, at that time, the Ottomans, the Turks, which was controlling over Eretz Yisrael, the Middle East, and the Russians were at war. They were not friends, and the Balatani used to send money to Eretz Yisrael for the Jews that would live there.
Whose money?
He used to collect money from the people, and he would send it to Eretz Yisrael. And there was Misnagdim. Who are Misnagdim? Those are other Ashkenaz Jews that were not fond of Hasidism. And they went to tell the Tsar, at that time the Russian ruler were called the Tsar. Mm-hmm. They went to tell the Tsar that there's a Jew that's plotting against you. And who is that Jew?
Ashkenaz Jew?
Yeah, another Ashkenaz and another. Who is that? Who were they talking about? The Balatanya. They went to pick up the Balatanya. He was in jail for a couple of months. He wasn't there for too long. But when he
wrote his book.
Yeah. When he was in jail, he thought he's there because he's teaching too much. He said, maybe I have to relax. And if you look at his books before jail, it's very encrypted kind of Hasidus. It wasn't so open like this. This is really open, like heaven, hell, God's names, up, down, the whole 9 yards. We didn't get there yet. So when he went to jail, towards the end of his sentencing, or that he was there, he had a dream. Who came to him in a dream? The Baal Shem Tov and the Maggid Mizrach. His Rebbe and his Rebbe's Rebbe came to him in the dream and told him, and he asked him, he's like, Mani Osepa, what am I doing here? Why do I deserve this? Am I doing something wrong? I'm going to stop teaching Hasidus. That's it. If I come out, I'm going to stop teaching it, because I know it's because of it.
He said like that?
And they told him in his dream the exact opposite. The fact that you went through all this pain, that means now your kli, your vessel, is ready to spread it out tenfold. Don't give up, because the pain you're going through is just a revelation. T, thank you. Black, possible.
What year was this, Rabbi? Around?
Yeah. This was in the beginning of the 18th century. The beginning of the 18th century. The middle and end of the 18th century. And what happened was he got out. And when he got out, he went full throttle. Full throttle. He said, some people can't understand. There's some people in nature that get burnt out. A real Oved Hashem, the concept of burning out doesn't exist for him. Because it's always another mission. Don't tap yourself because you did good. Well, what does the Perkei Avot say? Because that's what you were created for. You were created for this. Now you're getting credit for something you were created? What a child. A child you give credit so he can get motivation. But adults, no, we don't get motivated. We have to motivate ourselves to do even more and more and more and more. And the Balatani went full throttle, and he went, just a small story about how he used to control his tavot in jail. You know what was his diet? You're going to bug out if I'm going to tell you. Honey with onion. That's what he used to eat. What? Honey and onion. In the jail, when he was in the Russian jail, they told him, why are you not eating? We give you the top hashgacha, whatever you want. You know what he told them? He said, I worked for years to control my ta'ava, my animal soul, from eating and indulging. You want me to go back to that person that I used to be because I'm in jail? So they said, where are we going to get you food? He said, I have a student in Pittsburgh. Go to his house and tell him to prepare the Rebbe food. And he used to bring to him every day honey with onion. That's what he used to eat. That was his
How long
diet.
was he in jail?
Why?
How long?
He wasn't there for too long. Couple months. Mamish, couple months. But the Russian jail isn't like now you're going to America. There are rats and people screaming from torture and dying.
How do you have top hashgacha?
So they said, we're going to get you the top of the manach. You don't have to worry. You're not here because we're trying to kill you. You're just still under investigation. That's what it was, right? This is their investigation. That's what he used to eat. Just to show you his mishrut nefesh. When a person wants to become great, and not great for the public, but great for himself, to put down his Yetzirah, you have to sometimes go mi'ala teva. What's your question? I know it's bothering you.
No, it's first of all, why would his student give him honey and onions?
That's what the Rebbe wanted.
Oh no, so he requested.
Yeah, that was his diet. That's what he used to eat.
So why is he torturing himself?
What do you mean? He's not torturing himself.
That's torture.
You look at it as torture. The the beggar on the street, the homeless man
Okay.
that's sleeping on the street, collecting food from the garbage dump, and he has an opportunity to get up, to go get a job, but he decides not to. In your eyes, it's called torture. For him, that's called luxury. When I walk in Yerushalayim on the way to the Kotel, there's that whole shuk area, and I wake up at 6 in the morning, and I see these homeless men sleeping on the floor. You know what I tell him? He's more luckier than me. Rather be the rat in the king's palace than the lion in someone else's forest.
Wow.
That homeless man that's sleeping in the gates of Yerushalayim, he has prime real estate,
We were walking
millions of dollars. He's there for free.
We were walking in Israel, he told me this on the way. He's like, he'd rather be that poor man sleeping in the streets of Jerusalem than being in America, whatever it is, being in America.
Right, that's the idea. So what do? We try to incorporate Yerushalayim should be also over here. That's what we say to cover ourselves down. But Lamaisa, at the end of the day, that's the Gedula, right? Okay, so now we didn't do a chagiga because last time we had a chagiga, people got drunk. They had too much fun. You were not here that time. The food was at a different level. Yeah, it was very good. So this time we got sushi pizza, and we're gonna actually learn. We're gonna learn. You were here, right? Yeah, we're gonna learn from the Balatania's book himself. So we're in the middle of Igeret Hateshuva, and let's get into the juice. We just finished last week that the concept of Teshuva, what we think is we repent because we're scared of what? We don't want the punishment. We don't want punishment. So we always do tshuva. But the real thing behind it, Shkoyach, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. The real concept behind the tshuva really is what? How can I desecrate the king's name? How can I embarrass the king? Imagine you are the representation of the king. You are his representation. What's it called? An emissary of the king. And you go in the king's name and you embarrass the king. Right? Don't embarrass our family name. Right? How many times our parents told us this? You stand for something. You have to hold high of yourself. Huh? You are this kind of family. You're not that kind of family, Nishi. You're not part of the Nishi clan. You're part of the Chashuvim, right? You're part of the Chashuvim. Rabbi Isai, we're all part of the Chashuvim. We're all part of God. And you go and what do? You do an Avera. Okay, God, I don't want you to punish me. What a child. What a child. That's what you're worried about? You're worried about the punishment? What should be your worry? How can I allow myself to disconnect from God? That should be the question. How do I allow myself to disconnect from the truth of the truth? When you have that in your mind and that's engraved, that concept's engraved, the next time you even have a fathom of an inkling of a thought of sin, you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. What? I'm putting God's name down. I'm representation of God. Automatically the whole process of tshuva just changed for you. Why? Because now it's not about me, it's about him. This is what we're missing in Avodat HaKodesh. Oh, I can't wake up on time. You're thinking it about you. It's not about you, Habibi. It's about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You happen to have the key that God gave to the world to be able to do a structural life.
Why does he need it though?
He doesn't need it. Who said he needs it?
So then why do we do it?
Oh, so you asked the question that they asked me in school today, and I'm going to answer you.
Can you repeat the question?
HaKadosh Baruch God is all great.
Yeah.
He's the creator of the universe. You think he really needs your Shema Yisrael in the morning?
What do you want?
Yes, I know.
Why does he want
He
gratitude?
wants
Yes, I
it.
know.
He doesn't
Yes,
need
I
it, he
know.
wants it.
He
why
needs
would
it and he wants it. The wanting becomes a need. And I explain to you how.
So I want something else. I need it.
No, it's a bit different because you're not Kodesh Baruch Hu. I'm going to give you an example.
It's a far-fetched argument, Rabbi.
Do you want to get married? Do
Is that the shame?
you want to have kids?
Of course.
Do you need the kids?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
you don't need your kids. Are you fine right now?
No.
You are fine. You're living, you're
I want a
breathing.
legacy.
No. Again, back to the legacy, right? Back to the legacy. You as a person, you as a
I
human,
don't feel fulfilled.
you as a person, do you need kids right now?
Right this second? No, but I would like
Stop. You would like them. That's a want. Stop. Do you need kids?
Check me.
Yes or no? تيه dugri, تيه honest, habibi.
No.
You don't need kids.
I don't want to say it. I don't put it out there.
The second you have a kid, do you need that kid?
Yeah.
Why?
It's yours.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you hear what just happened? You made your want into a need. Now, here's the biggest punchline. Can you honestly force your kid to do anything in the future? Let's say you're a dentist. You become a big dentist. You open up huge medical offices. When he reaches the age of 20, 21, he's in the middle of this, he's trying to figure himself out. Can you actually force him to be a dentist?
You can motivate them.
That's not what I asked you. Can you force him to be a dentist?
Why do you have to force?
That's not what I asked.
Questions can you force?
Can you force him?
No.
Do you want him to make that decision on his own?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yes, right? Same thing, HaKadosh Baruch Hu when he created the world.
So we don't have to
When he created the world,
But you're making it
One
so
second.
black and white.
it's not black and white. It's not. It's not black and white. When he created the world, at that second that he created the world became what for him?
Kids.
A need. It became a need. And he gave the power to who? To all of us. To make the right choices.
Why is it to also Elohim?
By you, what is that?
Give God power.
Yeah, what is that? How do you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you do that? Who gives the father power? The kids.
That means you need kids.
How?
When the child is going in the right path, he's doing proper things, how does a father feel?
How?
That's awesome.
So then you need kids.
When do you need them?
When you have them.
When you created them already. Before you create them, you don't need them.
So I want something that I get it. That means I need it now.
No. Only if you specifically created it for a purpose. And no one creates kids without a purpose.
Yeah.
Because why do we create the kids? For the legacy. There's the answer.
If I have something that
One second, I want you to digest it. One second, yeah.
So you're saying the thoughts of creating a child are not pure, essentially. Like,
Give me more.
no, like you're saying, we want create kids to have a legacy. But what if, like, it's selfish, exactly. Why
Correct.
bring them into this
So
world?
the whole
Correct.
point of God.
So here's
But it's
so
not.
here's my answer to you. Here's my answer to you. That's why it's not black and white. Do you think God cares if you become a chassid or you're a litvak?
People don't know what that means, brother.
Do you think God cares if you have a long beard with a huge payas, or you follow halachic properly, and you go with the bend down hat and you go to shul with a regular suit? Do you think He actually cares? That's where it's not black and white. That's where everyone got it wrong in this generation.
Why would he care?
He doesn't care. That's
Why
exactly
do
my...
we do
He asked the question? You heard what he said? So why do people do it? Because people are blinded with the outside more than what's in the inside.
Their hearts been all over.
And that's what we're trying to change. That regardless how big the beard and the peot and the streimel and the whole 9 yards, Are you an Odam? Are you a Ben Adam? Are you a person that's serving Hashem to serve Hashem? Or are you doing it for recognition?
So not that
Yeah, but
hard.
If you're,
anyone
yeah,
can fool
1 second.
themselves.
If you're doing it, that's exact. I'm telling you not to fool yourself.
How do you not fool yourself? You're a
By
human
being, no. By being true to yourself, by learning Torah, putting God before you. What's the greatest key to Shalom Bayis? You know what it is? When the husband and wife agree that who is the top common denominator that we're both serving,
Right.
that's it.
Why did you argue?
You make it sound sweet, Rabbi, but it's not as sweet as you make it sound.
Because you don't want to put the ego down. Simple. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Let's put egos aside for a second.
Okay,
Let's put it aside.
Okay.
Let's speak heart to heart.
heart to heart, baby.
Why does anyone not need kids? Like you're saying, we don't need kids.
We don't need them.
Why not?
What benefit comes out of kids?
Happiness. They should bring you nothing.
Stop lying to yourself.
In the beginning, when they're crying, yeah, you're
Bring
not
you
so
more
happy.
suffering than happiness. I promise you.
God forbid, hopefully not. But
Ask any father that has a kid that he's not approved of. You know what he always
But
says?
that's the mistake on the father.
Okay, but then
then-
that answers your question. Then.
According to your analogy,
that's-
then God's at fault for making the child like that.
So we're getting into another topic. Go ahead. We're getting into a very dangerous topic, and I can answer that. But go ahead
Take a
first.
step back for a second and backtrack to our initial
Conversation.
we had. Remember how you mentioned that it's important to get married because she's imperfect and she needs
Correct.
to make you perfect. So if you get married with somebody, aren't you supposed to then make a child? Like
Not necessarily.
Why get married?
There are some kids that some people, unfortunately, they get married and they don't have kids.
they don't have kids for a reason that they don't want kids, or
No,
the
they
fact
can't
that
have
just
kids.
Can't have
HaKadosh
kids?
Baruch Hu didn't give them kids.
Right, but I'm saying that isn't
The
it
matara,
also-
the goal of marriage is not kids. The goal of marriage is to perfect yourself.
It's a mitzvah to have kids.
Correct.
It's not a-
Separate
it's not a-
mitzvah.
It's
yeah.
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Separate.
Correct.
Getting married is nothing with kids, yeah.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Getting married is for one purpose and one purpose
So
only.
then why is it a sin to have kids when you're not married?
To
It's not a sin.
It is a sin.
Of course
it's
a
a sin. It's a sin to have. It's a sin to have a kid improperly.
But why?
The sin is not the kid. The sin is the action.
Isn't the kid a Benida?
Stop that. Avram Avinu, you know he was a Benida.
Wow. Really?
Avram Avinu was a Benida. Did you know that?
No.
Now you know. That's the only reason why his neshama came down, because he was a Benida.
But isn't there a problem with someone who's a Benida? Like,
Yeah, there's a blemish in the soul, but you have to fix it.
how do you fix that?
You fix it by being over the Hashem. Okay, Rabbi, so let's get into it. I don't wanna. I know we have a lot of psychological questions.
Me?
Yeah.
Zat Hashem. This one here.
Rabbi Say, let's continue. Okay, so this concept of doing teshuva in the sense of that I'm doing it why to rectify myself because I, God forbid, unfortunately sinned and I lost track of God and godliness goes both for mitzvot aseh and mitzvot lo taseh. Don't think for a second, since I can't bring back that or of mitzvot aseh, then forget about it. No, because losing a connection regardless if you can get the reward after, that's what's the pain. Because the more we think about getting the reward, we're not actually serving. If you do good only because you want your wife to give you whatever you want, you're not a husband. You're the wife. That's the problem. You do it, not have to do it voluntarily or not, you do it because that's your responsibility as a human being.
What if someone just does good to avoid conflict?
He's a child, huh?
You just not in the mood.
It's nothing to do with the mood. A man is the one that controls the mood in the house.
See, but that word is wrong, I think. Control is the wrong word. It's the
Are
wrong
you
word.
sensitive with that word?
No, but I think it's the wrong word.
So I'm going to explain to you why I'm using that word. I'm not using it to control in the sense that I'm right now the one doing things that are abnormal. You're doing it proper with their cheretz and kindness and love and the whole 9 yards.
Of course, but I think in this, like modern days, especially in the Bukharian culture, the word control is just like a little bit bizarre.
I'm answering you what I mean.
No, but like asserting his dominance type. Like that's
Yes,
not-
don't get fooled. You're dominant in the house.
Yeah, but you don't have to assert it that way. A wise man.
Feelings are for rainbow people. You want to be an Oived Hashem? You have to say it the way it is. A man is the one that takes control of the house. Now, control doesn't mean by force or by abuse or by threatening. Control means taking the playing field and maneuvering it to the positive of the household. That's it. Now, you wanna make the definition in the way you want?
No, just semantics.
Okay, so go on ChatGPT and give me a different word. That's gonna make you feel good. Uvezei ikar. And this is the most important thing. Because the word teshuva means what? Tashuv hey, return back to hey. Who's hey? Hashem. The word teshuva is tashuv hey, come back to Hashem. Why is a hey like this? A dalid and a yud? Because in life when you go down, remember there's always a loop to go back up. That's why the letter hey is the way it is. Tashuv ha, come back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Don't ever think you can't come back. The ones that think they can't come back are the ones that cause themselves to sin even more. You can be the worst sinner of all times, but the second you do tshuva, you're back on the top.
So then why wouldn't people take advantage of the system and just like sin and then know?
The Rambam asks your question, and the Rambam says people do that.
Then they're not going to get full tshuva like that. Obviously,
So what does the Rambam say? The ultimate tshuva at the end of the day is when you have to go through the test again.
And
Some
overpass
people
that.
already, they're age 80, 90, they did znut to the whole world. They do tshuva. They're going to have that test. The thing doesn't stand. Kakoi test. What test you going to have? You know what's going to happen? He's going to have to come back to this world again.
So where does this misconception come from? Like that, like we can just fix it anytime we want as long as we're
It's not a misconception. You can fix it anytime you want. But the to'elet, the value of it is much different. As it says, Ya'azov rasha darko, a wicked man shall leave his way, v'ish aven machshavatav v'yashev el Hashem, and forsake the thoughts that always drag you down and return back to God. At the end of the day, every father, as much as he didn't speak to his son for years, he still wants his son to knock on the door and say, Jonah, I'm home. Every father. When you will be a father, you will understand.
No, it's true.
And not like what people think. That's why we say, Shuva Yisrael ad Hashem Elokecha, Hashivinu Hashem Elecha. We daven. We don't even know what we're saying. We don't even know what we're saying when we daven. Hashivinu Hashem Elecha. We're asking God that He should make us want Him more. We should be attached to Him. I'm giving you the life source of life. And what you telling me? I'd rather hang out with her all night. And then what? So she can take your money? And then what? So she can frame a whole narrative over you? And then what? For what? For who? For her not to appreciate you when you're not needed anymore? And then what? What are you left with? That's why it's always better in the people's minds to have a side chick than to have a wife. Why? Because the side chick knows she can't get rid of you. She's feeding on you more than you're feeding on her. You just don't realize it.
She's what?
She's feeding on you more than you're feeding off her. Yeah, she gives you that tava. Sure, no problem. But she takes your money. She takes your time. She takes your livelihood. She has an advantage to break your family if you're married. And then what are you left with? Nothing. You're more controlled than ever.
Yeah, but the girl's the guy's side chick, not the other way around.
The girl is the guy. Yeah, sure, but she has leverage now.
More than him.
You're stuck.
But what if she doesn't know you're married? There's such thing they know, bro.
Shtiyot. Everyone gets caught at the end. The worst thing in the world is when someone can have leverage over you. That means you don't have control of the playing field.
Yeah, it's a good word.
When you don't have control of the playing field, you are done. You are finished. That's why it's always better to be on offense than to be on defense. Because when you're on defense, you're always on what? Flight or fight mode.
Why are we thinking of it as offense versus defense? Why does it like have to be a fight though? Why can't it?
Because that's the way it is. Either you're a wolf or a sheep. You pick.
Why can't you just be
No. We don't live in that kind of. We don't live in the state of mind. We didn't get there yet. That we're all holding hands and dancing all day.
That's how the Ashkenazis live.
You don't live that way. You live in a fantasy. Whoever told you this?
I've seen it with my own eyes.
Well, what is it?
You see. You know what you see? You see rainbows and butterflies. They have as much problems and as much issues than you can imagine. It's all a facade. Facade.
So why are the men not dominant?
Because they don't care to be.
Does that go
That-
against
that-
everything you're saying?
No, they don't care to be. They don't care. Some of them don't care, some of them do care. It's very simple. It's maybe against their teva.
Doesn't it have to do with how you were brought up also?
Yes, there is. The nature and nurture plays a very big effect, but that also goes in the soul mathematic. That also depends who is your neshama, what's your source of your neshama, where you come down. Are you more of a dominant
It seems
character?
like there's a billion variables.
100%, and we can get into it one day when we sit down. We can map out your whole soul and why things happen a certain way. It all depends on your neshama.
There's ways to like actually look at
Sure,
them.
100%.
Exactly what you're saying, right?
Velo, the Eliyahu's coming out. Velo kadat hamonam. Not like most people think. She'atshuva hi ta'anit. People think tshuva and fasting have to do hand in hand. Wrong. Tshuva has nothing to do with fasting. Absolutely nothing. So why do we fast? You know why we fast? To take out the isurim, the pain that we're supposed to get for doing the isurei karet and mitot beidin. Instead of getting pain through other things, we say we'll inflict some pain on ourselves by fasting.
Doesn't the Shema cancel it out if you have the right kavanah?
Yes, but most people, unfortunately, 99.9% of people don't know how to do that. That's why in the Shema, how my son is saying, there's the Arba Mitot Beitin, and certain Sidurim, the blue ones don't have it, the other ones I got have it. What is that? When you meditate, when you say Echad, that you're willing to die and sacrifice your life for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's like and considered that you actually did
So
something.
you just having that in mind counts?
Correct.
So for the day she wrote, like Koilo guys, they say that they shouldn't be fasting. Is that because they're not going to be in the right?
The Balatanya is going to bring it down in Perek Vav, how anyone that learns Torah is not allowed to fast.
I don't know. So,
Not allowed to. My Rebbeim never let me fast.
so where would that Isurim go to?
Because what happened? Because men, human beings are very weak. If they fast, suddenly they can't learn. They become choloch on one foot. For that, you're not allowed. You can't fast if it's going to take away from doing everything else on the day.
But you're talking about outside of the fast days, right?
Yeah, of course. Fast days are fast days. You have to. It's a takana.
How does that work? How come fasting take you out?
Some people are weak. You have some experience of fasting, even though you're not bar mitzvah yet. Some people don't have that experience. And anytime they take upon themselves to fast, they feel very weak. That's why indulging in too much physicality causes you to become physically weak.
It's when you overeat, you feel tired.
Correct.
There's the...
Correct.
So it's giving tzedakah have to do anything with fasting?
Yes, we'll get into that. That's much later. We'll get into it, how we correlate tzedakah with fasting and why fasting is important, because your blood becomes hot. You become like a korban yourself. We'll get into that when we get there.
So where
Ask fast.
So where did the Isurim go to for anybody else that's not learning to a full day instead of going to the work?
Trust me,
whatever, they fast.
everyone has Isurim throughout the day. When you get married, you'll see how the Isurim are more publicly. But don't be feared by this. Marriage, I'm going to say it again, is the greatest thing a person could do for himself if he marries the right person. If he marries the right person, he's in Gan Eden. Oh, I'm already married, what do I do? What do I do? Chas v'chalila. The answer is very, very simple. You will never find the right person. You have to mold yourself into the right
They're all
person.
from the same factory,
So I'm answering you. You didn't listen. So where do I find this right person? And I'm answering you. The right person never existed to begin with. The right person becomes once you mold yourself into the right person. It all depends on who? On you. When you become the right kli, the right vessel, then you have the right partner. But when you have the wrong vessel, then regardless who your partner is, it's always going to be bad. We all know the famous story of the guy that married a Eshet Chayal. Eshet Chayal, you know, matok midvash. And he goes to his wife and says, I'm scared. I think I'm having my Gan Eden in this world. We have to get a get. I need to find a Isha Ra'ah, a wicked woman. She's going to give me marmi mavet. And life's too good for me. I'm scared. So she said, listen, whatever you want, my love. You want a divorce? No problem. I don't want that, but I want to make you happy. He gets a divorce. He goes to the Shadchan. He says to the Shadchan, the worst wife. Go through your resumes, the one that adds all the way on the bottom, the dusted one, the one that everyone just even... People say, anyone, just not her. You know that not her? I want her. She said, are you sure? Yes. She calls this lady. She says to the lady, I found you a match. Yeah? He doesn't even want to date you. He just wants to marry you. Okay? They get married. First week, Sheva Brachot. Second week, she's listening, she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's spending time with him. Everything's fine. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. He said, Jonam, I have to ask you something. They said you were the worst of the worst. Yo, what happened? You ended up being such a Eshet Chayil. You know what happened? You know what she said? When I found out why you're getting divorced, I purposely became better. Because I want you to suffer why I didn't get divorced and why you have better.
Wow.
You see how crumb her mind was? You saw? She said, I changed my whole attitude because I didn't really want you to have what you really wanted.
That's messed up, bro.
What's the nimshal? When HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give you something, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give you something, regardless of what people tell you, that's what you're going to get. But it all depends on how you're going to work on yourself. That's the question. How am I going to make the difference in my family? How am I going to mold it? How am I going to make it that my wife should only rely on me? She should be in her friend group and say, I don't need these people's advices. I have the best advice at home.
You know, it takes years.
Correct? Rather it take years but you achieve it than it takes a lifetime and you never achieve it.
Oh.
Look at the goal like that. How I said, if you have an investment, we said this last week. If you have a fast investment that you're going to make today, right now, you make big money, but then in another 5 years from now, you're going to be again pustoy, empty. But you do an investment now, and in 5-10 years, you're going to start seeing the fruits of your labor, and it's always going to grow dividend. Oh, you're going to live b'shekel b'shalav for the rest of your life. Which investment are you going to do? Of course you're going to do the second one. Why? Because even though it takes long, you know it's everlasting. Anything quick goes. Anything that takes time, perspective, understanding, loyalty, and logic stays forever. You're supposed to go through the struggles, Rabbi Isai. If you don't go through it, that means you're not even married. You're roommates. You don't fight with your roommate. You fight with your spouse. You know what the issue is? Who's going to do teshuva first? Who's going to do the teshuva? Ya muzhik, shto. I should go first there? Rabbi Chuti, I'm not going to put my foot down now. What's going to be tomorrow? If right now I'm mad, who's going to take it? Tomorrow she's going to sit on my head, Rabbi. She's going to crack the nuts on my head, as they say in the old Bukharian. Right? Such a primitive way of thinking. Show by example that you're not a child. Show by example that these things don't affect you. What really matters for you is the peace and unity in the house, not who's right. Because the second you start doing that, give it some time. 1 second, you're too excited. Give it some time. I guarantee it to you, she herself will stop doing her devanagi. I guarantee it to you.
She get too comfortable.
Now, you see again.
Oh, what's going on?
Again. You want to know?
She's gonna know they're gonna say sorry and that's it. She's
You want
keep
to
doing it
you want to
nonstop.
know why it's not going to be that way?
Why's that the way?
Because when it comes from a place of genuine, she'll realize that she's acting very inappropriate. And no woman wants to know that she can be replaced.
And what if she can't realize that?
They know it. Women are smarter than you
They
think.
know.
The second they feel they can be replaced, you won the game.
Admit.
The second they know that she can be replaced because you're a great guy, you're doing with their heritage, you're providing, you're there for them, automatically in their brain, I cannot continue living this way. That's the way it works. I'm telling you, I deal with couples for a living. Not for a living, I don't make money out of it, but Lamaisa, at the end of the day, they all at the end crack and say, wow, I'm such a terrible person. How do I become better? But it starts with who? It starts with the leader of the house. Because if she's going to do it, you know what then you're going to always hear? I made you the man who you are today. Because you'll also change eventually. Because once the kids come, they grow up, you don't want them to look at you like, oh, this is my father. For years he abused my mom. Look at this guy. They'll say it. They'll say it. 100%. 100%. And then you're going to be the Mayim Achronim of the family. Everyone's getting married, starting a life. Where's Ima? Everyone, Ima. Where Abba? Shumachi Shudam. What happened to me? I'm still alive. They don't value you. Why? Because you don't know how to value her. There's a different understanding of how to live life. We live in a different times, Rabbi Sai.
Okay, is it wrong to praise your wife publicly?
It depends who's around you.
Can you elaborate on that?
Because usually people don't like to do it because of the backlash of the people around them, like the parents, the in-laws, and so on and so forth. Chote, Marcho, you ever heard me praise your mother one time in her life? Yeah, that's why she's so depressed and she wants to kill herself every single day. Shkoyach, you know what I mean?
If I next to your in-laws, you should praise your wife, no?
In front of your in-laws?
Yeah.
Yes and no. A person has to be chacham. You don't have to do kunnesi. You know the difference between praising and kunnesi? You don't have to show that you're obsessed like an animal.
No, I'm obsessed with it.
Praise, you're so amazing, you're so great, thank you, wow, this, that. It's very good. It's a good thing. It's a good meal. You know why it's also good? It's good for the kids. I was talking to my son's Rebbe the other day. I told him, I said, I want to put him in sleepaway yeshiva. He came to me and said, I don't suggest it for you. I said, why? He said, because if there's a healthy dynamic at home, that's the best chinuch the kid can ever get.
Wait, you want to send your son
Sleepaway.
Sleepaway
Yeah,
yeshiva?
so he can learn. He should be only
this one?
shakul. This one, he should be shakul and learning Torah. He told me, don't do it. He said the best chinuch is when he sees Abba and Ima have harmony at home. Because then what? This is what he inspires to have. You don't know who's going to come through those doors in yeshiva, some cracked out kid that had the worst time of his life. He said if the home is good and safe, let him stay at home. Find the yeshiva local, let him stay at home. Why? Because whatever happens at home is more important. It stays with the kids forever. Forever. Olam va'ed. The kid remembers, I want to be like my parents. I want to inspire to be good. That's the greatest gift.
No one says it nowadays.
Because
Many kids?
In general, like no kids like aspire to like their parents.
I don't want to get into this topic, but I'll tell you very shortly why. Very shortly. Because we substitute everything, we substitute parenthood with pleasure.
What do you mean?
A parent has to learn how to say no. Parents forgot to learn how to say no. The kid wants, I give. Oh, I never got it as a kid, so I also want to give. Give. What happens to that kid at the end?
Well,
Give me, have. Everything's for me. Like a kachuki becomes. The Zohar says this. That's why a father has to learn how to say no. Ani lo machsheh. And the wife has to be on the same page. I don't allow it. They want to give, why? Kill yourself, I don't care. I said no. You're not getting it. Because parents get scared from temper tantrum. Oh, what are you scared of? Let him cry a little bit. It's good for him.
Opens up the lungs.
It's good. Yeah, it's good for him. I'm not telling you to abuse your kids, chas v'chalila. But they also have to learn no. In life, not everything you want you need to have. Learn discipline, Rabotai. Discipline. No. The word no is very healthy.
when can you say yes?
Whenever he deserves it. And he can deserve it even if he picks up his plate and helps around in the house.
So when does that stop though? Like,
Is
once-
everything
once
being
child
deserved? Is
becomes
that what it is? I mean, is everything like, oh,
No.
you only get this?
No. At times, and it's very important, to give just because he's also a good person. Go ahead.
You also give with acknowledgement, meaning
Always.
I'm buying this for you because you did A, B, and C.
Always.
So they know why.
Always. And I'm buying this for you because I love you very much, because I'm very proud that you're my son. I'm very proud that you're my daughter. Keep up what you're doing. And I know sometimes it can be hard for you. And you can always come to me if you need my help. I'm not here to pressure you. I'm here to guide you.
But then you make them a friend.
That was worth more than the gift.
No. No.
That was worth more than the
No.
gift.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because I didn't do it to him like he's my homeboy.
What's the right
I'll
way
take
to
that to the gift.
If father will not be the child's mentor, then the child will find, Shabotai, the child will find a different mentor.
I'd rather take whatever you just said than the gift.
Correct. That's what it is. So why am I telling you this? My wife was we were discussing Hanukkah gifts, not Hanukkah gifts. We don't get Hanukkah. I never got maybe you did. I never got a Hanukkah gift in my life. Hanukkah gift? Forget about, I didn't get even a birthday gift. Talking about Hanukkah gift? What's a Hanukkah gift? Well, what is this? Shtiyot.
every day?
Yeah, what, 8 days, 8 gifts? What is this?
For a kid.
What's a student?
7 kids with
Yeah, So, right?
Right?
Right? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You get them something moderate, nice, meaningful.
From the dollar store.
Meaningful. Yeah.
Actually closing down here.
Yeah. Shabbatai. Meaningful. Why? Because they understand that it's not about the gift, it's about them. But when you make it about the gift, then they forget about the reason why they're even getting it. Because then they correlate everything with what? If I complain and whine, I can receive and achieve. So all his life, what's his method? Complain and whine. That's why when a wife is mitparperet and you don't react when a woman has a temperature of heat, she's very loud and chaotic, and you don't react, you know what you're actually teaching her at that moment? Whatever worked until now doesn't work anymore. I'm sorry. I love you, respect you, I'm here to do whatever you want, but that's not the way we communicate. Or the opposite. When a woman is quiet and suddenly she goes into MIA and she just said, give me my space and this and that and there's a way how to deal with that too. Because those are what? Defense mechanisms that she or he grew up, and it's the spouse's job, both husband and wife in different scenarios, to teach them that this is not the way it works. We're a couple, we have to communicate.
The wife raises her voice, you gotta raise it higher, but...
Or you show that it doesn't affect you.
Because then it's like really like...
I mean, you're teaching her that that's okay to talk like that.
No. You're teaching her that doesn't affect you. There's no point of doing it.
Yeah, but that's a mature individual. A wife has to be mature to realize that.
If your child screams at you, right? You're gonna be quiet and show them that it didn't affect you?
No, where a child's a bit different, because with a child, you're actually molding him into discipline.
How do you discipline your kids?
One second. I'll tell you how.
One second. Answer the first
One
question.
second. I'll answer very fast. When you discipline with the eyes, you'll never need to use your hands. Don't ever forget
that is true.
Now, let me continue.
So, but
With a child, since you're right now raising this kid from square zero, you have to build them up into proper structure. By a spouse, you're not raising her, you're fixing each other.
Why am I looking like I'm raising her and like?
Because you think you're perfect.
wow.
When the spouse thinks he's perfect, then what happens? Everyone around him is what? Messed up, so I have to raise them. Wrong! You're not perfect. You're not meant to be perfect. You're meant to mold each other to perfectness together. Because what works with one spouse, with one couple, might not work with another couple. Now you're getting what we're getting here? It's all about what? Avodah Pnimi, working on one self. Rabbi Sai, the more we point, say, oh, he's so foolish, this is b'maineh. Stop doing that. You're just putting yourself in the gutter even more. Work on yourself and everyone around you changes. Everyone changes. Everyone. Suddenly, before you know it, even your parents are going to say, wow, how did you get to that level? I've seen it. I've experienced it. Imagine your parents say to you one day, I'm jealous of your marriage.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know how to respond.
Imagine such a thing.
I don't know how to respond.
Imagine. Or your in-laws tell that to you. It's even greater.
Your mom says, I wish I married a man like you.
No, that's already. No. Right? But imagine your in-laws come and say one day to you, I'm so blessed you're my son-in-law. What are you doing that I can't do to my wife? And you're talking about your mother-in-law over here. That's the kind of level you gotta get to.
You know, Rabbi, I do certain things when Shabbat with my wife, and my mom goes, like, you're a good husband. She looks at my dad, she goes,
Why is it? She's saying it to rub it in his face. But Lamitzias, Lamaisa, that's a good compliment. That was worth not getting any gift, not anything. Why? Because you became an Oda. You became a mensch. And being a mensch, of course it feels good. For all those years you never heard any compliment. That compliment. At that day he realized, right? That compliment made your life. Why? Because it's a certain. Every kid wants to feel praise from their parents.
Just one comment.
Recognition.
They want to feel a sense of, like I exist too. And it's good sometimes to give it to your kids.
Rabbi, what's more important, being like a Ben Adam or being a Ben Torah?
If you're not, if you're a Ben Torah and you're not a Ben Adam, then you're not even a Ben Torah. That's number one. Number two, once you become a Ben Adam, then you have the kelim in order to become a Ben Torah.
You say what's more important?
There's no more important.
Ben Adam
You can't have one without the
Yeah.
other. It's like...
You can't say, I'm going to be a matmid and learn this, that, and the guy comes to you and says, oh, can I use something? Wow, I'm learning Torah, you can't bother me.
There are people like that.
What are you, Zvev? Are you an animal? Derech Eretz. Chen, what's chen? What's chen? Grace. How does someone get grace in his face? There's some people, you look at them, you just want to get attracted to them. Where does this come from? You know where this comes from? Knowing how to be ben Adam lechavero. When you treat everyone respectfully, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you this light on your face.
Wow.
Abotai, when you work on yourself,
You're not born with it?
some people are born with it. Some people have it, but you can also get it. The Yenuka says it. Some people, you can get it.
You pray for it?
Yeah, 100 every day you should pray to have chen. Every single day. Every day. You should say the pasuk v'noach matza chen b'nei Amonai chen nimtza chen v'chesato b'nei Elokim Adam. Yes, he was born with it actually. Always very important. Okay, what time is it? So I just
9:43.
9 what? Okay, so let's continue. Rabbi said we still have some time. Even if the person went and they did the worst sins in the world, and even though the full fixing of his repentance is through pain, which is Yisurim, which is through pain, which means Hashem has to give him certain inflictions in his life in order for him to get that klipa, that zohama, that stain, right? When someone has a blood stain on their shirt, how careful he is, because if he doesn't take care of it right away, what happens? It's there for life. Right away he goes, he puts soap, he puts cold water, not hot water. Hot water cooks the blood, cold water makes it go away. Right away he does it, he starts to scrub. That's called Yisurim.
For karet.
For karet and mitot beitin. And the 4 cardinal deaths. You gotta scrub the clothes, you gotta scrub it. Why? Because you need the stain to go off. But if crumbs fall on your shirt and it's not stained, you do like that, it's finished, it's over. Every sin gives you a different stain.
So if a person was with the Goya, if he slept with the woman, the Goya, is there a certain amount of Isurim he has to go through?
Oh yeah.
A certain amount?
Oh yeah.
Like a lot.
He has to go through certain, and it's not just sleep, it's a stroke, every stroke.
I heard that she's attached to you like a dog.
Correct. David HaMelech says, it's kshura lekelev.
Forever.
Until you do the tikkun to take her out.
In this world.
Yeah, you can do tikkun. I've done it. I never stopped the goya, but I've done the tikkun.
You recommend people...
I recommend everyone to do it.
You said do it even if you sleep with non-Goya?
You mean a Jew?
With a Jew. No, she's not attached to you. She's not a... With a non-goya, right? Shut up. I told her before, so she's not considered a Yid, but she's still not a good, like one of those, right? You have to do different tikkun.
I made her convert 5 minutes before.
Rabbi said, please. You have to do a different tikkun, but you still have to do a tikkun. You have to do a tikkun, but it's different. But everyone in his lifetime should do all the tikkunim.
Is a Jew worse or a non-Jew?
Oh, we're getting into these topics now, Rabbi.
What's better to do, Rabbi? Is the question.
With nobody.
How do you do it though?
I know. We'll talk about it in around 5 weeks from now. It's going to be Shovavim. We're not going to be here for Parashat Shemot, but hopefully the next Parsha Va'era, we're going to be here. We're going to do Tikkun Shovavim here. I'm going to already speak to my brother. Maybe he can come. We fast one day. We give some amount of tzedakah, and we do certain things. We daven a very long mincha.
They don't know.
Okay, we're not there yet, but Shovavim means Shuv Banim Shovavim, which means return to me, my chuligan kids. Return to me. These are the days that we specifically focus on the sins that have to do with a man's genital area.
Wasting seed.
All these kind of things. And why? Because the same way how in Shemot, God took the Jews out of Egypt, we're taking all the nitzotzot, all those holy sparks that we blemished, and we're taking them out.
Wow.
Everything in Judaism has a significance. Everything.
So Shovavim is a 7-week period?
Shovavim is a 6-week period, and if there's a leap year, it's 8.
Got it.
It's called Shovavim Tat. Yeah. Okay, let's go. ואפילו כשתשובתו רצוי לפניו יתברך. When does actually a person get Yisurim?
What's the story?
Pain? Only once he does tshuva. That means if he didn't do tshuva, the fixing process doesn't start. You need to first do the tshuva, which is repent, not do it again, and leave the sin, before the process of pain. So someone's going to say, oh, why did I do tshuva at all? Forget about why I'm on pain right now. I don't need this delanagi. You're right. But do you want to rectify yourself or not? That's the main question. Are you living really to rectify, to make yourself better? Or are you doing it chelebele just because I'm a Jew? $100,000 to P'tichat Echad. $150,000. 1 million. Who are you lying to? 1 million, you're thinking about the Goya over there. Yeah, that's what you think. That's what you think. Right? ושיננתם לבניך, right? ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך. You have to do the mitzvot when you're sitting, lying, standing, everything. In the bathroom, outside the bathroom, in this and that, right? בשו אל השם בכל ליבו ונפשו מאהבה. When a person returns back to God through love, what does through love mean? Not, oh, I'm so happy, I love you, God, I'm sorry. No. But with love means because I'm doing it not because I'm scared of sin. I'm not doing it because I want reward. But I'm doing it, why? Because I want to be closer to you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's me'ahava. That's me'ahava. People think me'ahava means you have to start smiling and dancing and clapping and going into a different trend. No. Me'ahava, it's a meditation. It's getting into a psychological mode of what? I'm doing the tshuva not because of scared of punishment, not because I embarrassed anything, but because I can't believe I separated myself from you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm going back.
I'm embarrassed that I...
Not from people.
That disappointed you.
Correct.
That I'm disappointed you.
Correct. It's not a disappointment of people, but it's a disappointment of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? That's where I'm doing tshuva. Because you know what, HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Punish me, I don't care. I deserve it. But don't for a second think that I want to detach myself from you.
And that's why there's Yom Kippur.
That's why there's Yom Kippur, that's why there's Yisurim. Ask your question.
The punishment is getting away from God.
The punishment, what do you mean?
Meaning you're separating yourself from God. That's really the punishment.
Yeah. That is the...
the...
Correct.
The punishment.
So the pain is only there for me to kind of wake up.
Correct.
It's not there because of a
Correct.
punishment.
Correct. But you're punishing yourself. When a kid does wrong, right, and he gets onish, he gets then shater, right? Who gave him that shater?
It's a consequence. You did it yourself.
Himself. Oh, but the father's coming with a baseball bat. The father's retarded. That has nothing to do with anything. There's a way how to discipline your kids too. But who gave him that punishment? Himself. That's his consequence. That's how I relate it. Any father that's abusive has to go to a strict mental institution. I'm not talking about abusive parents. I'm talking about parents that really love their kids and want to discipline them. They should go to B'derech Torah Mitzvot properly with right hanagot, because one day your kids are going to have spouses. They're going to have kids. God forbid getting a phone call one day, your son beat up my daughter. Or your daughter beat up my son. This generation, everything's possible. I've seen it both. I've seen it both. Nimeshisa, you're gonna say? She came home with a signac, her eyes coming out, she's in the hospital, her hands like this. Nimeshisa, you're gonna say? What Nimeshisa, brah? What are you gonna do? Parpar are you gonna be? Imagine it's your daughter. Oh, where's this guy, right? Right? God forbid, right? So you have to discipline them properly. And the first step is by being an example at home. As we're gonna finish with this. As bi'itaruta deletata, when someone is being meteor, we're going into a new concept. I think really we should save this for Thursday. We're going into another new
Thursday's gonna be Hanukkah, right? Wednesday.
Yeah, this was this
Wednesday.
Hanukkah?
No,
Next.
we're having a shir about Hanukkah, right?
Oh, you want to have a shiur on Hanukkah, but you're not going to be here.
No, I'm not having it.
Oh, really?
You're not doing
Yeah,
it?
I'm doing it.
So you want to have a shiur on Hanukkah itself?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So I think we're going to stop here today.
Operation
We're
Hanukkah.
getting into a new tangent. We're getting into the concept of iruta deletata, which means awakening a certain energy force in this world in order for it to be awakened in the next world. Because everything in this world is a ditto effect. Whatever you do here, you do over there. So when someone says, I don't see shefa, what are you doing to awaken that shefa? Shefa means abundance. You have to do something here in order to awaken that up. That's what we're going to talk about next week. Does anyone have any questions before I close?
By the way, what's a couple of points we're going to be learning about next year?
On Hanukkah? Well, we're going to be learning how Birkat Kohanim have to do with Hanukkah. Number 2, we're going to be touching on certain meditations that we should have while lighting the Chanukiah, and how does it affect me as a human being.
So we're learning Kitzur basically.
We're hopefully going to go into the Ohev Yisrael Mi'apta. He breaks it down very, very nice. I would learn with you other Sfarim, but they're very long. I've been learning about Hanukkah for the past 2 months. A very long mamarim of the Mittler Rebbe and the other things. It's very intense, very heavy, very, very heavy, and you need to have years of background in Hasidus in order to understand it, and I don't have the patience to go through that whole thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the Ohev Yisrael. It's funny, they were not actually so close, they were not actually good friends, but Elamai, Torah is Torah, we learn all of it, and hopefully we're going to be able that when we light the candles this year, we should actually feel like a certain connection. It shouldn't be, okay, I light the candles. When are we going to go take a picture by the Christmas tree? You know, like, when are we going to walk around Manhattan, right? You know those people? So a person has to come and they have to look at because really, what is Hanukkah? Hanukkah, the lights of Hanukkah is tapping into the lights that were hidden on the first day of creation. That's what really Hanukkah is.
Organos?
Yeah. You're actually tapping into the organos. And if you know how to properly meditate on it, you can achieve asagot that are beyond tam v'dat.
Should you go to the mikveh before you light every day?
100%.
Every day?
100%.
This mic was open till 9.
So the mikveh here is open. We have a mikveh over here.
Yeah,
by
but I
us,
don't
Baruch
have,
Hashem.
don't have to go, right?
No, you never have to do anything. You don't also have to
How
light.
does the mikveh help
Your wife
you?
can light for you instead. If you're not going to make it on time, she can light.
How does the mikveh help you, like with the candlelight? Can you explain that?
No, because there are certain preparations, Rabotai. Let me explain something to you. Right? You're not going to go to your wedding without a wedding band, right? Come on. You could halachically ask any stranger in the chair, can I borrow your wedding band? Give her $1 and say to your wife, Hariyad Mikodesh, you consider married. But you're not going to do that. Only a fool will do that. So too when doing mitzvot, especially something that comes once a year, you want to get to that spirit, that motivation, that understanding that I'm in order for me to understand this Or HaGanuz, my body needs to be zach,
What's that?
pure. If your body's not pure, how is your body going to see the revelation? Now, I'm not telling you have to, if not. You don't have to do anything. But Lamaisa, if someone that wants to be zahir in the mitzvot, go, why not? It's not going to, if it really takes you out of your way, then don't go. But that's a personal avodah. That's a self working on yourself. I go. Well, then, I have a different kind of luxury. I could go more often than most people. I go before shacharit, and I also going to go before lighting.
Go in your house.
Everyone has a different luxury. Everyone has a different luxury. When you put God first, everything in your life, in your mind, is only what God wants. So instead of building a third attic, I decided to build a mikveh in the house. Because for me, tahara is more important than luxury. Purity. Purity is more important than everything in this world.
Not mikveh, you can't get that purity?
You can't. Impossible. Impossible. You need the goof before you get the soul to be pure. You need the body to be. No, not for men.
What are some kavanah a person should have when he's dipping inside the mikveh?
So number one, he has to have the kavanah that he's taking out the tumah,
What is that?
the impurity. I said, have in mind he's taking out the impurity. Number two, he's taking out the kas. Please take some food. That he's taking out the kas, all the kas, the anger, the jal inside of him should go out of his body. And then there's different, you can, before Erev Shabbat, you dip another 4 times for your 5 times for different parts of your soul, nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya, yichida. And then you dip again for getting tosefet neshama. And then you can go even deeper. You can dip on Ikyeh and Havaya, Aleph K Yud K, that's one of God's names. And then there's another significant in the 72 letters, which is Aleph Lamed Dalet. So you can do Aleph, or it depends, you can put them together. It's called a zivug. What's a zivug? Zivug means putting things together, right? Husband and wife have to be together. That's called a zivug. You can do the same thing with God's names. It's called a zivug. Right? Aleph K Yud K is one of God's names, and Aleph Lamed Dalet is one of God's configuration code names. So when you combine them, what do? You're actually, through your brain, you're drawing down that light to you. What the brain can do, no other body part can do.
So you can have this kavanah like,
In the mikvah. Yeah, naked in the mikvah. Aleph K, Lamed Yud, Dalet K. That's the kavanah.
Rabbi, why do you suggest to go to the mikveh every day?
I suggest for people to go to the mikveh every single day for one simple reason. The Gemara says that if a person wants to reach spirituality, he has to first reach purity. Because without purity, there is no spirituality. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It doesn't. It's impossible for it to exist. Purity is number one. Without purity, you don't get anywhere. That's why I suggest it. Now, if someone is not in that madriga, he's not in that level, by all means, no one's forcing.
At least once a week?
At least Takanat Ezra. Takanat Ezra is what the halacha, it really is, which is at least whenever you are with your spouse, you should go to the mikvah, right after.
After every single time a person's with his wife?
Takanat Ezra, yes. The Rambam writes, he never missed Takanat Ezra. And who was he? He was a philosopher. He was a realist. Imagine, a man that said that the Akadat Yitzhak happened in the Machshava said he still went to the mikvah. When? Every time he was after with his
Yeah,
wife.
but you're doing a mitzvah. What's the point of going to the mikvah?
I don't understand your question.
Meaning the person's with his wife.
Correct.
You're not like impure for being with your wife.
You are.
What?
You are. After, anytime seed comes out of your body, you become tameh.
Even if it's a mitzvah?
Correct. How come the one that sprinkles the red heifer, para aduma, he himself becomes tameh?
because you took purity.
There needs a balance. There's a
It's not good
balance.
to do all the time?
What?
It's not good to do all
I
the
never
time?
said that. I never said that. That's a conclusion you just made. At your age, it's very healthy. But that's already private conversations. I don't like to talk about this in
Actually,
public.
getting membership. Right here, bro. The guy's right here, guys.
Okay, Rabbi Isai. I get the nacht.